You want a scholarship? You can win a scholarship. You are too good to win a scholarship. So it's not. So if you are not winning a scholarship, it's not because you are not good enough. It's not because you don't have what it takes. I've often got a couple of students or past students send me an email and say, Prof, can you get a scholarship for me? Unfortunately, I cannot get a scholarship for you because scholarships are meant to be competed for. But you are too good. Ghanaians and people of Africa have what it takes. The kind of backgrounds that we have make us very, very suitable for many scholarships. So why you have attempted scholarships or you are not winning or you are afraid to apply is when you present yourself as a candidate who just feels that the scholarship should fit them. No, scholarships don't fit you. You have to fit scholarship. And to fit scholarship, you need to do a number of very important things. Number one, it is important to look for the program alignment and scholarship alignment. In other words, does the program you want to study fit a particular scholarship? Every scholarship has a purpose. Every scholarship is meant to provide some, if you like, some value. There's always what we call the underlying logic of the scholarship. So some scholarship prioritize academic performance, others prioritize excellence, others prioritize leadership, others prioritize community service, others prioritize innovation, some prioritize even geographical representation. So before you apply for a scholarship, let the program align. Number two, make sure that you understand what the purpose of the scholarship is. Is this scholarship meant to provide opportunity for brilliant young people whose academic performance is off the roof, out of the roof? Is this scholarship meant for people who would have provided some community service before? Is this scholarship meant for people who are innovative? Is it meant to help address inequality within the educational system? So that's the first thing you do. Please read what the scholarship is about. If you may, you can look at the backgrounds of people who have won that scholarship before you attempt to do that. So that's number one. Number two, it is always important that you craft your own achievements and your background in the way that projects you as someone who the scholarship organization would benefit from. Why? Because you would live the vision and the mission of that scholarship. So it's important that you craft your things well. So if the scholarship is looking for excellence, make sure that you project that. If the scholarship is looking for people who have done community service, make sure you project that. What do we mean by community service? When you were in university, what did you do? You served as the president of a society. You were hall executive. You attended communal events. You supported community engagement and volunteer programs. You in your community, you serve some purpose. You teach children. You have done national service. You have gone to the village to do some things. What is it that you have done that makes you unique? What leadership qualities do you have? You need to project that because a lot of the scholarships look for that. So it's important to do that. It's also important and you should chronicle these as your extracurricular activity. Do you play a piano? Do you play a musical instrument? Do you do some community service in church? Do you perform some functions in church? These are all things that, if you package well, will let the scholarship organization know that you are not just a book person, that you are valuable to society, because they want to invest in you in the scholarship so that you can come back and be useful to society. So it's important to do that. So ensure that you always craft your scholarship. You describe yourself in the way that aligns with that particular scholarship. The second thing that I think you need to do, or maybe the third thing, is that it's important to always distinguish yourself from other applicants. Many applicants will be telling about the same story. they will present a generic profile of themselves. And the people like to use a lot of expressions that don't make sense. There's no demonstration of what I am an innovative person, I am an excellent, I am a team player, and all of that. And you say those things and you don't provide any evidence of what you mean and how you have lived or exemplified this. Your scholarship application will definitely not get the attention you require that it requires. So it's important to clarify what it is that you have done. Let what you say you have done before show, give examples and all of that. And ensure that you tell that you are a goal-getter and that you are someone who can set goals and you can achieve them, and that in the past you have done that. And show that even if you have had a bad academic performance, you can tell a story of how your background, how you were able to overcome challenges from a difficult background, for example, which led you into becoming, getting that not so excellent degree. But you can show also progression of performance to show that, look, this is how bad I was based on this experience, and so far this is how I've tried to overcome those challenges, and this is how far I've come. Now, make sure that your personal statements, where you have to make your case, is properly stated, and that's where a lot of people lose it. Avoid the predictable narrative of I have gone through hardship and therefore I want to do this. No, people are not looking for somebody who has gone through hardship. Oh, my father has died and all of that. Listen, there will be several of such people who will come, So instead of that, construct a clear intellectual and professional trajectory. What problems are you drawn to? Why does it matter? How has your past prepared you for the future? So when you are talking about any hardships, don't seek pity. Seek to show that the hardship you have gone through has toughened you, and you have been able to scale challenges, and therefore you are now positioned to do more exploit. Precision is always important, and you must be persuasive. Don't use vague claims. Don't attempt to fix the world. I'm able to know. Say, be circumspect and be measured in your projection of the things that you have done in the past. The next one is what I talked about in one of my previous videos, letter of recommendation. And in that video, if you haven't watched that video, go and look for that video where I talk about how to get your lecturer to give you the best recommendation letter, because it's very important. And here, I make sure that you get somebody who knows you well, somebody who can speak to not only your academic qualification and performance, but somebody who can also speak to who you are outside of classroom environment. And they must provide evidence to justify your character, to justify the things. So if you say, for example, somebody says you are a person of integrity, they should be able to show that this is how you were able to demonstrate integrity. Did you refuse to compromise in group assignment? Did you refuse to take advantage of situations and all of that? These are things that the person can do. So they must describe not only your academic qualification and performance, but also who you are outside of the classroom, what you have done to society, where you have served, and those are things that scholarship people are looking for to be able to award a scholarship. In some scholarship processes, you will have to go through an interview. Always prepare. Make sure that you are composed. You don't go under pressure. Make sure that you don't lie. Look, be consistent with the story you tell. Sometimes, recently I sat in an interview where somebody came in, and for one problem that they attempted to answer, they gave one answer. It was a lady. She gave one answer, and they were not satisfied. We were not satisfied. So another person asked the same question in another way, and she gave a different answer. And the third person asked her the same question in a different way, and she gave the same answer. And, everybody started looking at themselves, and they said, look, this is somebody who doesn't have integrity. We cannot trust this person. So if interviews must happen, you must go through interview, prepare well, make sure that you demonstrate self-awareness, who you are, your weaknesses, your strengths, and demonstrate how you think that this scholarship fits into your future career trajectory. And note that scholarship processes can be back and forth. The strongest candidates are those candidates who are able to pick up the best thing and position themselves at all times. And in the process, seek feedback. Get somebody to read your document, and you can practice, for example, your interview sessions, if there's an interview session, or let somebody read your personal statement. And please don't just write personal statement. If you don't have anybody that will review it for you, go online and look for samples of personal statement for master's degree, samples of personal statement, good samples of personal statement for PhD or stuff like that, and read through several of those personal statements, and so that it will help you to craft your own. Please don't go to ChatGPT and ask ChatGPT to write a personal statement for you. It will give you very generic stuff that will not speak to just you. So it's important that you don't jump to ChatGPT and ask ChatGPT produce for me a personal statement. If you do that, you will not be able to make the kind of impact that you have to make. So yes, these are some of the things that you have to do if you are wanting to apply for scholarship. Note that looking for scholarship is difficult. You must search. Go online, search the program you want, search so that it will bring you the schools that have it, and then check to see if there are scholarships available. Then you can now go through this. So what I've been talking to you, let me sum it up. I say, number one, ensure that there is strategic alignment between you and your vision and the course and the program and the scholarship organization. Build a consistent and coherent profile for yourself, a strong academic performance, along with other things, leadership, community service, and stuff like that. Demonstrate real leadership. In other words, don't just say that I have leadership potential. What have you done? What have you achieved? You can be a student. You were in class. Something happened. How did you demonstrate? Show that very clearly. And then craft a concise and precise, strong personal statement that reflects who you are. And it must be clear what it is that you project. Avoid generic narratives. Avoid ChatGPT generated generic narratives. Secure a strong recommendation letter and prepare thoroughly for an interview if there's an interview to take place. And make sure that you get feedback from people who have done this before. When you go through all of this, I tell you, you should be well prepared to secure a good scholarship. And when you get a good scholarship, and make sure that you take good care of it and give back to society also. Thank you very much, and I pray that your application is successful when you apply for your next scholarship. Thank you.